Good, happy Sunday morning, February 7, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Sunday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Sunday morning, so let's begin. First up, we're gonna take a check of the weather this Sunday morning. We have snow for many on Sunday coming into New Hampshire. With more on that, let's go to meteorologist Kevin Skarupa with that full weather forecast. Let's take a look at that right now.
When it's time to invest in a new roof, be smart and look at more factors than just the final price. Not all roofs are...
Another round of snow headed in our direction. It looks like the heaviest of which will likely be focused in southern and southeastern parts of the state. With that, the National Weather Service for the mid-afternoon through evening hours tomorrow have issued a winter weather advisory, meaning conditions favorable in this region for over 2 to 3 inches of snow and some slippery travel. There have been some snow showers going through the White Mountains of the Great North Woods. Otherwise, fair skies into this evening as we drop back into the single digits in the North Country and teens elsewhere. This is our next system. It's going to be a fairly quick mover and probably a burst of anywhere between, let's say, 6 to 9 hours of light snow, and it may pick up for a time in some southeastern areas. I think Futurecast will show this pretty well after the fair skies this evening. Single digits north to teens in southern New Hampshire. Clouds starting to win out by morning. We may have a few sunny breaks first thing Sunday morning, but by the time we get later into the morning, let's say after 10 or 11 o'clock, we will start to see some light snow push in. You will notice the most focus of the precipitation will be across southern parts of the state. There'll be an area of low pressure passing well to our southeast, and that means the closer we are to it, the better chance of picking up a little bit more snow. Some light snow for the North Country out of this, while for southern areas of the state, some slippery travel, the possibility during the afternoon. It really winds down after dark. As we get beyond 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, nothing more than just a couple of light snow showers left over with little, if any, additional accumulation, and then temperatures drop into the teens overnight. From there, fair skies Monday, another round of light snow. This one could be just a little bit more than what we're expecting tomorrow, and then after a break and a pretty good breeze Wednesday and partial sunshine on Thursday, there could be yet another system with some light snow pushing in for Friday. None of these look like blockbuster storms with well over a foot of accumulation, but if you're going to be out traveling in any of these, there could be some slippery travel with temperatures expected to be below the freezing mark for all three of them. Single digits in teens tonight with fair skies during the evening. Clouds will start to drift in by morning. Light snow pushing in from mid to late morning from southwestern parts of the state up to the North Country by lunchtime, and it'll be around during the afternoon. As far as total accumulation out of this system before it wraps up Sunday evening, we are looking at a light coating to maybe an inch in some areas north of the notches. General 1 to 3 inches of light snow for central areas of the state down through the Monadnock region, and there is going to be the potential of over 3 inches of snow, maybe a 4 or 5 inch amount in southeastern areas. A lot of this depends by just 20 or 30 miles of the track of the system and how close it is to us. Some slippery travel is a possibility again on Tuesday, with more light snow a possibility, and maybe another system by Friday.
Okay, and there you go on that weather forecast from meteorologist Kevin Skarupa. Now let's get to your COVID-19 updates. New Hampshire reports 8 more COVID-19 deaths and hospitalizations continue to fall. 8 more New Hampshire residents have died of COVID-19, state health officials announced Saturday, as the number of people currently hospitalized for coronavirus continues to fall. 6 of the deaths were linked to long-term care facilities. The death toll is now 1,098. And let's take a look at your COVID-19 in New Hampshire, and let's talk about those numbers. There are 68,061 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. 1,098 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire, and 183 current number of hospitalizations for COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And that is a look at your COVID-19 numbers for New Hampshire. Keene man charged in U.S. Capitol riot. A man from Keene who admitted to storming the U.S. Capitol last month and chugging wine that he found in a lawmaker's office now faces federal charges. Jason Ridley is charged with knowingly entering a restricted building, violently entry and disorderly conduct on the Capitol grounds, and theft of government property, according to a criminal complaint filed Friday in the U.S. District Court of the District of Columbia. Last month, Ridley detailed his experience on January 6th at the Capitol in a television interview. The supporter of former President Donald Trump said he has no regrets about joining the mob that entered the Capitol, but criticized those who committed acts of vandalism and violence. While inside the building, he found a liquor cabinet inside an office. In the interview, Ridley said he poured a glass of wine and watched it all unfold, according to court paperwork. Ridley also described what he saw others doing inside the building, saying in the interview, those psychopaths going around breaking things and hurting people can rot in hell. The FBI said agents served a search warrant on Ridley's home on January 22nd, where he agreed to an interview with agents. According to criminal complaint, Ridley admitted to also taking a book from a desk inside the office, which he sold to another man for $40 after he left the building. Agents later determined Ridley had broken into the office of Senator Palpatine. Recent state data shows decrease in COVID-19 hospitalizations. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Tim Callery.
Over time, the flue tiles inside your chimney may become damaged from water, age, or even a chimney fire, which could lead to...
More than 1,000 Granite Staters have been hospitalized with COVID-19 since the start of the pandemic. At times, the numbers have overwhelmed local hospitals, but now they're seeing somewhat of a relief.
We're seeing a decline in the number of patients that are in the hospital with COVID.
Dr. Donald Reap is the medical director of physician practices at St. Joseph Hospital in Nashua.
We have ICU beds available. We have capacity. Right now, I think we're running about 5 or 6, positive patients in-house. We had been up in the 30s.
That is a trend hospitals are seeing statewide. Current numbers show 183 hospitalizations, which is the lowest since December 5th.
Which is certainly a good thing.
Steve Onnen, president of the New Hampshire Hospital Association, says this is the result of what appears to be the end of the post-holiday surge. Onnen adds that vaccines are also helping.
These are safe and effective, and they really are the path out of this pandemic.
But Onnen cautions we're not out of the woods just yet, especially with the threat of new variants popping up throughout the country.
Now is not the time to let up on all of the things that we've been talking about for months. It's social distancing, it's wearing a mask, it's washing our hands.
As for those new variants, they haven't been detected here in New Hampshire right now, but state health officials say they do expect that will happen sometime down the road. Reporting in Manchester, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Crews clean up Manchester homeless camp after fire department clears site. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Jessica Moran.
The National Fire Protection Association says you should get your chimney inspected and cleaned every year. Caesar Chimney.
Today, crews working to clean up Canal Street after propane tanks exploded at a homeless camp earlier this week. Manchester's fire chief says the people living in about 20 separate tents had to leave.
It was dangerous not only to the occupants of the encampment, the neighborhood, the structure of the bridge, and I thought at that point we'd have to take some sort of action. I couldn't just sit back.
Manchester Fire says last Wednesday, 10 propane tanks were found in the debris pile, and while there were no injuries, the chief says one person had a close call.
That's not the first fire we've had down there. This person that was in that camp particular burned, barely got out alive.
The encampment was in the Amoskeag Bridge area, which is city-owned property. In December, a man died in another encampment due to a propane-related fire.
It was really tragic, and I didn't want to see that happen again, especially to a location that I think that I could, take some immediate action.
The fire department works with outreach programs to try and offer people other options. Families in Transition New Horizons says they continue to try and establish trust with the homeless.
Our outreach teams are out there throughout the week, connecting with people, trying to connect them to resources that are available, and just make those continued touch points to let them know that there's somewhere that they can go.
Families in Transition says beds are available, and Manchester Fire says the highway department is storing some of the belongings from the camp. In Manchester, Jessica Moran, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.